Welcome back to Jonathan Informs. On the way back from one of our free for alls at Kingdom Leadership School, I wanted to do some teaching. We'll call it teaching on the idea of reason. And so, where to begin? Everyone does or says something for a reason. And what I'd like to do is link this idea of reason to some biblical concepts that maybe we've heard or been taught before. And so, and also some things from the world like psychology, maybe we've heard in school or in other conversations, and link it back to reason. First, we started in school, we talk about reasoning, critical thinking, reasoning, and there was an emphasis on our brain and thinking based on what we observe in the natural world. These are things that most of us are taught in school. Deductive reasoning, right? There's reasons. There's reasons, and we look at some of the biblical concepts that I want to link to this, and first, before I do that, I want to talk about the consciousness and subconscious. And so there's kind of like this difference. Like subconscious are these beliefs that we have, the motivations that are somewhere that we're not necessarily conscious of. And so I want to tie this into how every person, no matter how horrific some action may be that someone does, from, we hear about murders, we hear about all kinds of evil things that are happening. There's always a reason why people do what they do and think what they think. Now, they may be subconscious, they may not be aware of the reason, right? They might have certain thoughts, but they don't know why they have those thoughts, the essence of their reasoning. But essentially, when we look at Bible verses and we talk about reasoning, there's also this deeper level of subconscious reasoning that we might call belief. And another way to say belief is faith, what we have faith in. What are we believing for? What do we have faith in? The crazy thing is, though, that the Bible says the heart's deceitful above all things. But doesn't that make sense that there's so many beliefs that we have that we're not even aware of them in our conscious mind? We're not made aware of them. They're still informing our decisions and our actions or inactions. There's still a reason behind, there's still a motivation, right? So I'm linking all these ideas. There's a reason why someone doesn't do something. There's a motivation why someone doesn't do something. There is a subconscious belief and a heart's rationale or a faith in something that's causing them and informing them to do or say something. So let's bring it back to reason again. And it's not just reasoning of the mind, but there's also reasoning of the heart. There's a reason why God searches the hearts and intentions of mankind, that it's not something we can observe. We can observe the effects of someone's belief system, right? And we see that through the New Testament. You will know those because they have love for one another. So there are, and you can see what's of the flesh because these things are evident, and there's these lists of things that people can do, but there's always a reason. And so what I find is a lot of the times in conversation like tonight, we were talking about tithing, or in other conversations, maybe political arena, what people are eventually doing is they're trying to find the reason why someone is doing or saying something and believing what they want to believe. And so just to start tying this idea of belief and reason and everything else for some future content, look forward to that. In the meantime, what form are you in?